Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation, Financial Decision Making and Information Systems, Magic T. Our group is group number 1, it includes Rebecca, Amelia, Gabriel, Bayu, and Max. Magic Tea is an authentic and pure herbal tea made by a family-owned business. The owners are Ihsan and Frida. They are a husband and wife who immigrated to New Zealand from Iran.
All businesses have a framework for how a business is run. This framework is called a business structure. As we go on throughout this PowerPoint, we will discuss each business structure and their pros and cons. First, we have a sole trader. This is an individual who controls and manages the business. They are self-employed, and the business and the sole trader are one and the same. There is no true legal distinction between the two, which means whether the business is going well or through a rough patch, these traders are responsible to cover any losses. According to business.gov.nz, a sole trader doesn't need to go through a legal process or registering with a government agency to set up their business. The sole trader is able to keep its profits after the usual government tax. Advantages and disadvantages of a sole trader. Advantages. Due to the limited legal processes that a sole trader needs to go through to set up their business, it is quick and easy to set up and wind down the business. And the owner has total autonomy over the business decisions, and so they can decide what is best for them. Disadvantages. Unlimited liability. Because the business and the owner are one and the same, if the business gets into trouble and needs to pay back someone, such as a supplier, then the owner is the person who must pay. They are the one responsible for settling their debts. Since the business is run by the individual, what time, skills, and experience and investment the individual can put into the business is what runs it. Restrictive funding. People are not as willing to lend money to sole traders. They have little to no credit history as a business, so banks and lenders may be less inclined to be supportive. This makes it even more important to have a solid business plan. And last but not least, whether the sole trader has decided to stop the business and or potentially die/be unable to continue the business ends with them. When we look at our case study, Magic Tea, we can see that the sole trader business structure is not suitable for this business. This is due to the business being co-founded by both Ishan and his wife, Frida. And the couple hopes to expand their business, which is limited due to limited investors in the business.
So what is a partnership? A partnership as defined by BERT 2019 consists of a group of two people or more or entities that run a business and split profits and losses according to the arrangements of ownerships established in the partnership agreement. Partnerships are common within law, architectural, and accounting firms. According to the Parliamentary Council Office with no date, the Partnership Act asserts the rules that define business partnerships, including the rights and obligations of partners and third parties with the applicable rules when the partnership dissolves. A partnership agreement is established to outline details such as monetary contributions and duties, etc. of the partners. There are plenty of advantages of partnerships, like how easy it is to set up and the partners' combination of skills, time, and investment. However, the partnership legal structure is not ideal for a business like Magic Tea due to its disadvantages such as unlimited liabilities. Firstly, Ehsan and Frida currently does their decision making on all matters together. A partnership would mean that one would have to make decisions on behalf of the other, even without their acknowledgement or agreement. Next, Ehsan and Frida currently have their own responsibilities in the business, but a partnership would mean that if one of them by chance passed away or got a divorce, the business will shut down entirely. Lastly, Ehsan and Frida currently hopes for Magic Tea to become one of the top 5 herbal tea brands in New Zealand, and plans to expand their market overseas in Australia and Europe. So a partnership would mean the number of partners permissible could restrict the business' future advancements.
A company is a separate legal entity that is distinct from its creators and has the ability to do things in its own name. This means that if an enterprise registers their business as a company, they will be considered as a unit that has its own obligations that are separate from its owners. In this case study, we have come into conclusion that this is the best legal structure for Magic Tea. A company is the best legal structure for Magic Tea, as incorporating the business as a New Zealand company will cause Ehsan and Frida to be considered as a separate entity from Magic Tea. This will protect Ehsan and Frida's personal assets from being taken as a security if they decide to take out a loan from the bank to pay for their suppliers from Iran, Turkey, and India. This will also place Magic Tea under Section 42 of the Companies Act 1993, which gives them the right to issue shares to the public. Since Magic Tea's plan is to expand to Australia and Europe, issuing shares to the public will increase their capital for them to widen their business venture. However, registering Magic Tea as a company will bring extra responsibilities for Ehsan and Frida. These include filing annual returns for the Registrar of Companies, as well as submitting audited financial statements to the government. These will come with additional costs such as hiring an accountant or an auditor for the business. Ehsan and Frida will also have even lesser work-life balance due to additional commitments. Nonetheless, these disadvantages weigh less than the benefits that comes with registering Magic Tea as a company. The capability of Magic Tea to sell shares to the public will ultimately help the business expand and lead to better sales and profit. This increase in profit can help them cover the additional costs of registering Magic Tea as a company and from importing their ingredients overseas. The opportunity to grow as a company will help Magic Tea reach their goal in expanding to Australia and Europe in 5 years' time.
In the context with Magic Tea, Paul Boyce 2022 states that stakeholders are any individuals or groups that have an interest in Magic Tea company and can either affect or be affected by the business. According to Jason Fernando in 2021, stakeholders can be both internal or external to an organization. Why are stakeholders important for Magic Tea? Internal stakeholders are important because the business operation rely on their ability to work together toward the business goals. And external stakeholders, on the other hand, can affect the business indirectly. The internal stakeholders of Magic Tea. Ehsan and Frida are the owners, shareholders, and managers because they are operating the company by themselves, from ordering the supply of the tea from other countries to doing the packaging and marketing their products. And the most important thing is that they are making the decision for Magic Tea. The external stakeholders of Magic Tea are: first, suppliers from India, Iran, and Turkey. Second, customers. They came from expos or events such as Women Lifestyle and Home and Lifestyle. Facebook and Instagram, people who are clicking on the Google ads. Third, the competitors for Magic Tea are T2, Chanui Tea, Dilmah Tea, etc. The competition will get harder when they plan to expand for bigger revenues and market share. And fourth, the most important is the government. Magic Tea needs to follow all the rules and regulations from New Zealand government agencies such as MB and Inland Revenue.
Informations for internal stakeholders. The information that might be helpful for future investors is that the owner of Magic Tea, they both had an MBA degree and they had been running 2 businesses before they came to New Zealand. This shows that they have had experience of operating a business properly. Then they'll need the information about Magic Tea's target market. Specifically, is about which type of customers will be purchasing their products, and this helped Magic Tea's marketing team to develop their advertisement, which will be effective towards the business. Thirdly, the employees or the shareholder of Magic Tea might also want to go through the income statement of Magic Tea, because they will need to know if Magic Tea is a sustainable business and does it make enough profit to pay their employees. Information for external stakeholders. The information that customer needs is the product itself and the price of the tea that Magic Tea is selling. The main selling point of Magic Tea's product is that they don't use any dust or powders, but whole leaf herbs. No fragrance, no additives, no color. Sweeteners are added to the product to keep the tea original. Magic Tea purchases all of the ingredients from Iran, Turkey, and India, and the production is approximately 300 boxes of tea a week.
Thank you.